All right, so some people are saying, well, that document is from 1997. Okay, let me give you a newer one that says the exact same thing. And why? Because the Canadian Constitution is the reason why you cannot force inoculations on people. It's not because of what the health unit says. Now, if this makes people feel better, here you go. Does it get any more modern than this right here? Is immunization mandatory in Canada? What's your answer? Immunizations are not, I repeat, not mandatory in Canada. There is a however. Let's stay focused. However, in Ontario and New Brunswick, let's pause. If you're anywhere outside of Ontario and New Brunswick in Canada, you can just stop reading. You're done. You're good. Immunizations are not mandatory in Canada. Period. You're good. Done. However, if you do live in Ontario or New Brunswick, there's a slight however, but let's focus on what the however is. And you're going to find out that there's an exception to the however, which ultimately comes back to immunizations are not mandatory in Canada. Okay? There's just a little legalese here. So let's walk through this real slow. Proof of immunization is required for children and adolescents to attend school. So this is for the children and the adolescents. So if you're a teacher or if you're a janitor in a school, guess what? They cannot force immunization on you, period. So you're off the list. But we care about our children and adolescents, don't we? Aren't they covered by the Constitution? Yes, they are. Here we go. In these same provinces, Ontario and New Brunswick, exceptions to immunizations can be made. So what they're saying is, we say it's required, but it's not actually required. You just got to go through a hoop or two to go right back to immunizations are not mandatory in Canada. And here are your exceptions. Medical reasons, so you provide a note from a healthcare provider, or ideological reasons. And you know what that is? Faith-based, conscience-based. Doesn't have to be just religion. Read your rights. It's also based on your conscience. Okay? Faith-based reasons, ideological reasons. So, if you don't want your child to be immunized in Ontario or New Brunswick, guess what? You declare the exception so that it comes right back to immunizations are not mandatory in Canada. Just like this document I showed you in the True Laws of Canada video. So I'm going to read this again. Unlike some countries, I'm going to say this again too. I love saying it. If you want people to force stuff into your arms and up your nose, move. There's plenty of places that would love to just give you a knee operation without your permission. Okay? All right. But here in Canada, it's unlawful. Immunization is not made mandatory in Canada. And here's why. I'm going to say this again. It cannot be made mandatory because of the Canadian Constitution. So it doesn't matter what year this was put out. The Public Health Unit is saying, hey, we can't force immunization because of the Constitution. That verifies that the Canadian Constitution trumps any public health laws. Okay? It trumps it, and they know it.
It's non-negotiable.
For any of you who want the full document, it is right here. It's the Canadian National Report on Immunization 1996. I'm going to provide the link below. Please look for it. And on page 9, I'll go to page 9 real quick. I know this is a little small. There it is, though. Immunization in Canada. Here's the report. Third paragraph. Unlike some countries, immunization is not mandatory in Canada. It cannot be made mandatory because of the Canadian Constitution. It's because of the Canadian Constitution that you can't mandate it.
It's non-negotiable.
Thanks, Al. Say hello to my little friend.